God, you caught me off guard. Gino.
No.
I was looking for something, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, you had some help. You had some help. I literally was looking, and then Gino opened the door and talked to me, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I don't have anything. So
You should have just put Gino in front of the camera.
I really should have. I should just get over here. Yeah, there we go.
That would have really thrown me off seeing Gino. What
I'm like,
the?
oh my gosh, what happened? Oh
Am I on the
man.
wrong podcast? Is this Pet of the Week?
Wait, what's going on here? I think I'm on the wrong show. What's happening? Welcome everybody to Z Comic Weekly, where we get to nerd out for the next half hour and have some fun with everybody, and a lot to talk about like usual. What's going on, my man? What's happening, Troy? How you been?
I
In a sigh.
wasted a whole day in Alamogordo on Tuesday.
Oh well, I mean,
IKEA was supposed to deliver some shelves, and they narrowed it down pretty good for me. They said somewhere between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. they would deliver. And
you know, that's at least they were pretty obvious as far as their time.
yeah, sometime on this day. Well, they were wrong. At 3
Yeah, they
p.m.,
were.
I got a text and said, "Oh yeah, hey, we're going to deliver it next week." I was like,
Oh man,
I
that's
drive an hour to get to Alamogordo.
like that's got to be the worst. Did you at least take the bike?
No, it was cold that day.
Oh yeah, yesterday it was cold. On, never mind.
2 days ago. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And when they did a lot of the demo, the thermostat got crushed. So basically, it was just some wires hanging out of the wall with a little circuit board connected to it. And I walked in, it was 10 degrees colder inside than it was outside. So I went to Lowe's and got a new thermostat real
I
quick.
was like, that's got to be the worst. When you're like, hold on, I got to go outside because it's too cold
Got to go
inside.
inside to warm up. Yeah, but you just see me trying to do those little tiny screws with frozen fingers. Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, you're not explaining a fun time for anyone right about that, especially with these cold. I had to change a car seat last night, and I'm like, nope, it is way too cold to do all that. I was like, I need to be
Do it in the
inside.
morning when the sun's out.
I should have, but once again, when you don't listen, you end up having to doing it at 10 o'clock at night. So,
Yep.
you know what they say, wives know best, right?
That's what the wives say. Yeah.
But sometimes I'm starting to wonder if that's for real because they do. Because here I am in 10 o'clock weather, and I'm like, oh, this was not fun at all. So,
But you'll never admit it. It's fine.
no, we'll not
fine.
admit it, at least not on camera. Oh man! So obviously, Alamogordo is still going on. You still got a lot of work happening out there, and I don't know, man. In due time, man, you may make it to Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. Well, I got internet scheduled, and then I got my delivery for shelf scheduled, and I'm getting stucco scheduled next week. So yeah.
We're putting good. We need to put good atmosphere. Like we need good juju.
Yeah, I'm trying to put positive vibes on it.
But we need to put positive vibes on this so that way we can get this going. So, man, that's crazy though, man. It's been a heck of an adventure that you've had with this, man.
Yeah, it's better work.
What have you got going on in Las Cruces? What's been happening at the Las Cruces location?
More of the same. We got new comic book days on Wednesdays, Friday Night Magic on Fridays, and then free game night on Saturdays. Then other than that, it's just doing their normal awesome stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want to be awesome, that's the place to go to get your awesomeness.
Yeah, we try to spread the awesome as much as we can.
So yeah, new comic book Wednesdays. That's of course a main feature for all you out there getting your hands on the latest comics. I wanted to start off, man. I was just looking before we jumped on the show. Obviously with that Across the Spider-Verse movie that's going to be coming out. There's also a new Spider-Man comic that's going to be released as well. So Edge of Spider-Verse is going to follow the timeline of what we're going to see in theaters to then go into the comic book.
Yeah. I mean, they've had a couple other Spider-Verse comics, but this new one coming out, like you said, is going to follow that timeline closer.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually heard that Spider Noir is supposedly going to get his own miniseries on TV. So,
oh wow,
yeah. Cross my fingers, it's Nick Cage.
Yeah, so of course with this tying in, and you're gonna see this come out in June. So obviously with the movie in June, and then after that, then he'll follow with this comic. So it's amazing to me when it comes to Spider-Man, just what timeline you follow, not just movie wise, but I mean, because I don't think a lot of us really knew what to expect from the last Spider-Verse movie, and it turned out to be really good.
Yeah, I was surprised they got all three of those guys to fit so well together in that movie, and it was just, uh, you know, you got to say your final goodbyes to Toby, your final goodbyes to Andrew, and maybe another hello to Andrew. They're thinking he might get his trilogy
Yeah.
after
No,
this.
and I really think they need to give, I mean, we keep hearing, I mean, and that's the beauty about this is that you get the rumors of will they come back? Will they somehow introduce a Miles Morales, into this universe? Tom Holland obviously has signed on for another movie, and I think that's the wonder about Spider-Man is that you just don't know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, if they bring in Miles Morales is a pretty popular character in his own right,
Yeah.
so I could definitely see them starting a series of movies with him. They've already brought his uncle in the one
Hmm.
with Babyface Gambino. Yeah, he was the uncle, who's actually Prowler. So we got that connection there. So it wouldn't be that hard to pull him in now.
Yeah. It's just, man, Spider-Man has just so many, I was gonna say so many webs in which they can go.
Oh, see what you
Hey,
did there.
I had coffee today, that's why.
Yeah, and people have taken that trailer and paused it at different spots because there's a ton of alternate Spider-Man in that trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling how many they showed in that little couple second clip.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna definitely for the audience to be excited because like you said, I mean, this can go from a mini series to a comic book to a movie to a cameo in another Spider-Man movie or even a Marvel movie down the line. So there's many ways for them to approach it.
Yeah, and if we don't get Miles, we should at least get Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
He's probably right behind him, and him and Miles are right there in popularity. So I can see either one of them getting their own series.
And it's so amazing to me if you really think about it, comparison to some of these other characters that have done different franchises. I mean, we obviously get our, you got your Maguire, you got your Garfield, you got their different, but the audience that it can attract together, the fact that you can switch that main title character different times and there still be an interest into seeing how they're going to approach the story.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Spider-Man is probably one of the ones where they've changed the lead more times than these other characters. We've had bunches of Iron Mans, but they've always been the same character, the same
Yeah.
person portraying them. Well, I guess I was going to say the Hulk, but we've we've had a few different people play the Hulk.
Yeah. And that was more of it just didn't work for them. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, no, I don't think I really cared for this version, but we'll see what we can do. We'll figure what is this guy doing these days? We'll see if he wants to be the Hulk."
I'm waiting to
But
call me. I'll be the Hulk.
I mean, hey, I look like the Hulk before he mutates, so we'll be good.
Yeah, they offered me the Blob, but
Well, the size of my head, I would be oh, what's his name? Modoc. Yeah. That's
oh, that's you just get your cosplay. Just put a little chair with feet under your neck.
there you go. That's it. That's all you got. Just a floating head. So,
That
oh
would be
man.
crazy.
It'd be great, man. I just I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but Spider-Man still tends to kind of stand on its own and stay relevant no matter how they approach it from a comic book, cartoon, live action. I mean, people love the Spider-Man. Meanwhile, Batman's still trying to figure out their whole ordeal that they got going on.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
Spider-Man
with
is the flagship title for Marvel. Uh,
mhm.
you know, from Spider-Man, it kind of drops down in popularity, and then DC's got the Trinity, and they just man, they can't string them together to save their life.
Well, hopefully they get a chance to with the Flash. Did you get a chance to see the trailer to the Flash?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I went on YouTube after the Super Bowl and watched all the ads.
So let me tell you, to see as many memes and as many things on TikTok of people saying how excited they were to see everybody but Ezra Miller. was
Yeah.
quite hilarious to me.
Yeah, with those cameos, I kind of forgot about Ezra Miller for that whole trailer. I mean, we had Zod, we had Keaton, we had we get the weekend to Superman, but it's not him, it's Kara. So wow.
I know. And I know they're trying to say that George Clooney's not involved in it whatsoever, but I have a feeling George Clooney's gonna pop up.
We're gonna see the bat nipples.
Yes, we are. I think we are. If it's rated PG-13, then he's in the movie.
Yeah, the only thing sad we won't be able to get Kilmer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's definitely one that's, that's I'm sure there'll be a not and like a mention of it. I'm sure there's gotta be something, but I mean, and he was a good Batman too.
yeah, I didn't mind it. Did you watch that documentary about Val Kilmer?
No, I haven't checked it out.
It's been out for a while, but it's documenting his whole career, and he was talking about the Batman thing, and he said it was horrible trying to act in that thing because your ears are covered, so you can't hear. You're limited in your movement because the cowl was so uh, tight and stiff that he couldn't really. He said you couldn't really do a lot of acting. You were stuck with just your voice and your voice only.
And he had the perfect voice for it too, so, I mean, he didn't
Yeah.
really need much. Well, that explains a lot why. Because in some scenes when you see them do this.
Yeah, he said that the cowl in the shoulder area was so tight he really couldn't, and then he would get so hot and sweaty in it that they'd have to stop every once in a while so he didn't dehydrate and pass out.
No. It's like, "Someone get Batman some water, please."
What's Batman's weakness? Sweat.
The fact that that's skin tight and I can see his veins through the suit, it's probably not a good idea.
That's why he wears a codpiece.
I don't know, man. Let's see if this is the launching point for the Flash. I mean, I know we're not going to see a whole lot more of Ezra Miller after this, but if this is how they want to open up this DCU and they want to try to get the universe expanded or a starting point, this could possibly be that starting point for them. But they also got Shazam that's coming out next month too. So
Yeah, well, with Flash, they're using Flashpoint. Flashpoint, you can make anything happen because it's pulling in all these alternate timeline things. So you can pull in characters from any corner of DC with that. On Shazam, the biggest criticism I heard about Shazam was they said it was darker than the first one. So yeah, he's facing world destruction, dude.
yeah,
How many jokes can you tell?
he knows that knock knock. Who's there? The world's ending. The joke didn't exactly land the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're very hopeful. I mean, even though James Gunn tried to lay out a map for us to what to expect, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. And then obviously the hiccups with DC. I mean, I'm hearing that Peacemaker hasn't even started production yet.
They said, well, James Gunn did say that Peacemaker will have another season and is going to exist in the timeline. He's just he's trying to pick up all these broken pieces, man. It's like trying to rebuild a city after an earthquake. He's like, hey, we can take this road to get there. Yeah, that road doesn't exist anymore, so we gotta go. So he's
Yeah.
he's trying to plan all this stuff out with broken pieces, man.
All right. And all while he's doing that, he's got this coming up soon.
Oh, the Swan
Man.
Song.
Oh, did you see the trailer?
Yes,
I'm not prepared, man.
they
Ah,
throwing a lot of red herrings out on who's going to die.
okay, so who did we said we had our answers last week when we say this. After watching this trailer, have you changed your mind of who's going to be the one to kick the bucket?
I don't know. All the signs are pointing towards Rocket, but I think it's going to go a different direction. Maybe they're going to because Batista and Pratt are jumping to the DC,
Mhm.
so they're not going to be really available for Marvel after this. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of those two guys that they give the axe to.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Pratt. I thought originally it was going to be Rocket. I think it's going to be Pratt. Just because there's gonna be a I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna still see the Guardians exist within, the Avengers going forward, but I think it's gonna be without Star-Lord. I don't think Star-Lord's sticking around. I mean, obviously Dave Bautista is done as well. You're right, it could be either one of those, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think you're gonna see Rocket and another I think we'll see more of Rocket in the future. I just don't know if we see Chris Pratt anymore.
Well, even in the comics, it's like a rotating door of people. But am I the only one that teared up on that trailer when they reached in the cage to get Rocket?
Oh my
I did. I'm not going to cry. I'm not
I
going to cry.
what is the deal with this though, man? Because it's like, did they hear us say like we don't want to see any pets get hurt?
Yeah.
And they're like purposely doing this.
I still think it should be hashtag if Rocket dies, we riot.
Rocket dies, we riot. We'll build up that hashtag as we get closer to the release date of that movie because I don't know, man. I really don't want to see that. But you
Hmm.
know, Bradley Cooper, which by the way, I forgot Bradley Cooper was the voice of Rocket. So
It doesn't sound anything like any voice he's ever done. So he did a great job. So I
I
can't.
was it's crazy. So watching the Super Bowl, I mean, I was, getting my snacks like everybody else does, getting ready for the game. And I'm hearing somebody do like they do those pregame, like, glory, and they do all that stuff where they talk about how the road to get to the Super Bowl. I'm hearing the voice and I just keep thinking Rocket the whole time. So when I turn around, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's Bradley Cooper. I'm over here thinking that Rocket's giving the pep speech for the Super Bowl. No, it's Bradley Cooper.
That would have been really cool to see Rocket give the speech, though.
I mean, he basically did because I didn't even realize it didn't even hit to say, "Oh, it's Bradley Cooper." No, that's Rocket Man. So,
Yeah, I don't
but
know where Marvel's going to go after James Gunn. I, we're going to
I
see, I guess. Because I know that new Ant-Man movie
mhm.
gotten horrible ratings on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of it may if this starts off, I mean, it could be a horrible start to a phase 5. I mean, if it's not getting, but I mean, then you're going to have to go to Guardians. So Guardians is going to have to pick it up from there. We haven't seen a trailer for the Marvels. That was supposed to
So,
come out, and it didn't come out, so I'm wondering if that had an effect on them not releasing this trailer.
yeah, I'm not sure. The only trailer I think that did worse than Ant-Man was the Eternals, and I liked the Eternals. So, and it's actually now starting to get uh, more popularity than it did when it first came out. So I don't know if they're shelving the Marvels or if they're just waiting to test the waters and pushing it out at a later time. But uh, I don't know. We'll see.
And, you have, Kang the Conqueror, who's this is our first glimpse, so, I mean, let's see what happens. Because if he doesn't come out strong, I mean, how do you hold up, the next phase? I mean, not just I think 2 phases, because he's gonna have an impact on quite a few movies.
Yeah, well, he's their new big bad. He's Thanos is gone, and here comes Kang. So we'll see.
Oh, Marvel, you beautiful thing. We love you, but we just hope you don't ever I never want to be disappointed by a Marvel movie, man. I always go in like, "Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good," and then you're still okay. Like, we got a nice streak going. Let's
Yeah.
not DC this up, please.
Well, even their bad movies I thought were decent. Because, like I
Mhm.
said, the Eternals I really liked it 'cause it gave you a lot of backstory on where they're going in this next phase. So, yeah, cross your fingers.
That's that's all we can hope for. Some other Marvel notes. It was announced, of course, Tom Holland's coming back for another Spider-Man movie, and then Harrison Ford is going to be Thunderbolt Ross. He'll actually in Thunderbolt Ross, he'll be the president of the United States in the upcoming Captain America: New World Order movie. So
You know,
you're Harrison. So he's going to leave Indiana Jones to come be the president of the United States.
they should have left Indiana Jones 2 movies ago. I'm just about Harrison Forded out, man. I'm kind of at my. I think I've had my fill of Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
William Hurt's going to be a hard one to replace as Thunderbolt Ross as well.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I don't know if he can fill those shoes.
And by the time they get to this movie, I mean, there will, I mean, I hate to say it, but age is becoming a factor at this point. And so by the time they get to this movie, it's like, okay, is he going to be able to give the best portrayal for this character? I mean, and is it going to be something that that he really wants to do? Because, like you said, you don't want to, you know, not mess it up. I mean, you just don't want to mess up that character or even that movie because now I don't think a lot of people thought that there would be another Captain America movie. I had a feeling many thought it was just going to be a series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't know. He's so I don't even think he wants to work anymore because it seems like he's phoning in his performances lately. Ever since the Star, when they killed off Han Solo,
Right.
from there he's doing a Marlon Brando. Like he not even bothering to learn lines. He's reading them off of the wall, and people are putting it in his ear. And
They're like, "Hey, just tape the notes behind the
yeah,
guy's head. I'll read them and we'll be good." Like, but he's
yeah,
cashing the checks.
yeah. He's still got. I mean, he's still selling tickets at the box office, I guess. So
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
just
know.
I got enough of him. I don't need any more Harrison Ford.
Well, we've said his name numerous times. He's gonna have another project. You watch. And it's
Uh,
like what is this? Keep saying his name and he'll keep coming. So let's maybe we'll stop on the Harrison Ford talk right now. So he won't show up anymore. So earlier this morning, keep in mind, I'm not a big fan of scary movies. I do not like scary movies, but I saw that there is a remake to Children of the Corn.
I saw that this morning.
Mm, what'd you think? Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, I grew up in Indiana, and if you've ever been to Indiana, that's all they have
No.
is corn. No, seriously, like we have a couple big cities like Indianapolis. There's cornfields all the way up to the city limit sign, and it stops. Then on the other side of town, cornfields start again. The whole state is nothing but corn. So that movie particularly scared the crap out of me when it came out.
So a movie like this that is so traumatizing, and they decided to make it. They decided to make a reboot to it. I don't know, man. I did not. It. I tell you, I don't like scary movies, and it's just like it seemed like a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure about I love the original so much. They're gonna have to do a really good job on this remake
Yeah.
to sway me.
It's tough, man, because that's a classic title right there from back in the day. So to remake it, let's see how there's probably people that aren't as scared of a movie like that because I can tell you right now I won't be watching it because it'll be too much. I won't be able to fall asleep at night.
Yeah, I don't typically do a lot of scary movies either, and
Yeah.
that one, and I saw they're picking up Megan for a second movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that one either, man. That one kind of freaks me out. A robot that can't be stopped.
No, it's like it's just something about. And then now you're adding that futuristic touch to now this scary movie. Now I'm just sitting there wondering and looking at my kids, his preschool toys. I'm like, if one of these things come alive, I swear I am throwing it through the window.
Like Chucky.
Yes, exactly.
Real
Children of
fast.
the Children of the Corn comes out March 3rd. Seems like a little quick release for them. Getting our first look at how it comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't even hear rumors about it until like this morning.
Yeah, it's like it just came out and it's like, oh yeah, March 3rd, it comes out. Enjoy. So I don't know if they maybe the studio didn't have a lot of high hopes for them.
Well, they make a lot of movies. They have them made and they're just sitting on the shelf, and for whatever reason they haven't released them yet. Uh, one of them comes to mind is Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag because they had so many big names in it that weren't big names when they originally made it, and then they became big. And they're like, oh hey, we've got this movie here. Let's push this out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
Yep.
one they've had sitting there for a while, and they're finally going to push it out.
It's right about that time. And it does break up a little bit of what you're gonna see at the theaters because let's see, we're gonna have Ant-Man and the Quantumania that comes out this weekend. As a matter of fact, tonight is first showings. And then, of course, then you start looking at other movies, Creed, and then you got Guardians and all these other big movies that you wonder if this one is one of those that they can slip in and say, hope people that will don't necessarily want to go see a superhero movie want to go see something else.
Yeah, no competition in the scary category.
Absolutely not. So unless Ant-Man and Wasp turns out to be scary, horribly, just absolutely horrible, then I don't know. So and there's always Magic Mike too that people can go and watch.
Speaking of that, hey, we're having Kevin Nash in El Paso Comic Con.
What a transition right there,
Tarzan,
right?
Tarzan's going to be there.
Oh man, look at us. You would have thought we were pros with something like that. So
Uh,
You can go
And I'm
see Big.
ashamed that I know that he was in Magic Mike.
Hey, you guys can go see Big Sexy for yourselves. So you'll, eh, like you said, there's literally something for everybody. So yeah, wives will be able to go in and check out Big Sexy. Speaking of Comic Con, what's been going on with El Paso Comic Con?
Just getting everything situated. I don't think we're going to be announcing any new guests. I think we're done with the guest list. So now we're just getting all the infrastructure and logistics and stuff taken care of. Um, and we've actually started. Well, we're adding 3 events, so we're working on those right now. The anime event, the wrestling event, and the horror event. Um, yeah, I think the anime event's in June, and we're getting. I got most of the people signed or waiting for contracts on those, so we're going to start announcing those here soon too. And I think some people are going to be excited.
Nice. And then of course, you still got, pre-sale available. People can still get
Oh,
their tickets, but it's limited, right?
VIP and weekend are limited. Single
Okay.
days, probably pretty much buy them as many as you want because
Yeah.
I don't think they do a real count at the convention center of who's coming in and out.
Yeah, and then, you definitely wanna make sure you get yours ahead of time, especially because there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, those
Mhm.
days. Just a lot for people, and, like we said, there's something for everyone. There definitely is gonna be just a lot to explore and check out.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we try to with El Paso Comic Con, we try to make it everything, cover all the genres. And then we started getting people saying, "Oh, we need to bring more voice actors. Oh, I wish you'd bring more wrestlers. I wish you'd bring more horror people." And I was like, you know what? We only have so many spaces for celebrities. So why don't we just make events for those specific things you're asking for? So if you don't see what you like at El Paso Comic Con, you can go to the one you want that has nothing but that.
Yeah, and the voice actors were fascinating, man, because, like even with the Las Cruces Comic Con, just to know the work that they did, like I tell you, like you recognize them from maybe one show,
Yeah,
but to then realize that yeah, okay, you know them from Dragon Ball Z, but then it's got a laundry list of other projects that they did that you may have not thought that they did, and I mean that's a business for them, man.
yeah. Between anime and video games, a lot of them do a lot of video game voice work, and you read down their IMDb list, you're like, I didn't know they did this one. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I honestly was very surprised by that panel just to be like, okay, they're voice actors, but to realize how much they've done. And it's often time in a short span. It's like, hey, I did this because I had to then go to this project and then move to this. You're just like, so you're just not at home waiting for them to send you the next script to an anime show. You got 17 other things you're doing. It's fascinating, man. I don't know how they have the voice for something like that.
Well, a lot of them they don't even have to travel anymore. A lot of them have the sound booths built into their house, so they just go in there, they shut the door, they do all their recording, send it off to the studio, and they're done. You didn't even leave the house, man.
Yeah, we
You
were
can walk
trying to
in
do
there in
that.
your boxers and do your voice work.
We were trying to do that with the big show, but apparently my wife said, "It's like, no, you need to get out of the house. You need to go
She's like,
home. You need to go
"No,
to work."
you're
Like,
not working from home."
they were like, "No, okay, it's been nice that you're at home, but you need to go home. You need an office to go to. So
It's been
go
2
ahead."
weeks. You haven't showered.
Oh, oh, what 2020 was, man.
Oh, I have a shirt that's nothing but Dorito dust all the way down the front of the shirt. A couple
I think
fingerprints from doing this.
at one point, I think that was the longest my hair ever got. I mean, I think I just was just I mean, I looked like something out of a soap opera. Nothing handsome, but it's just I was just hairy, just everywhere because I didn't cut my hair or do anything. So I was like, okay.
Well, when
So
COVID hit, I had to go and find my jeans because I just wore sweats and shorts every day.
I'm still trying to get them around here to say, hey, we need to have sweats. I don't know. You can wear your sweats on Monday or something because
Only wear them on days that end in Y.
I like that.
Ah,
If they want to stay connected to you, you do have a newsletter that we got to make sure we mention. There is
yeah,
a newsletter for people to get connected with you guys, right?
yeah. I keep forgetting that one, but we're all over the interwebs too. We got uh, Facebook, we got YouTube, we got the Gram, we got Twitter, and Elon Musk is looking for a new person by the end of the year. He said. And then I got the Tiki Talkie and the newsletter. Like you said, I got two of them. I got one for convention attendees and one for the store. So if you can't find the link to join one of those newsletters, let me know and I can manually put you in.
And by the way, guys, they're able to go live on TikTok as well. So that's gotta be cool, man, to be able to do that.
Yeah, and then share that over to Facebook. Yeah, it was a long time coming. It was like one of those anticlimactic moments. I was like, I have 1,000. I can go live on TikTok. And I went live on TikTok. I'm like, yeah. Now what else can I do?
Like, we made it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're here now. What?
What do we do now? We discovered new land. What do we do? Guys, of course, you can follow me on TikTok with my 150 followers.
Yeah,
So
you're a
yeah,
tenth of the way there.
coming up in the world, man. I don't know what it is, man, but it's like, thank you, algorithm, for having people like my videos but not follow me. Like, appreciate it, but don't understand it.
Yeah,
Still
that's
don't get it.
weird.
It's weird. So yeah, follow Joey on the FM, Big Show, Hot 103's Big Show. You can also follow us, Big Show FM, on Instagram as well. You can stay up to date with us and find out all the things we got going on. And just as a matter of fact, if you guys go online right now, there's a big debate about Big Bird right now. It's a whole story right now. So yeah, yeah, Big Bird. I didn't know I didn't know Sesame Street could cause such a rift between myself and Jackie.
Is this the beginning of the end?
No, this is a nice debate that we were having. So it's like, it's so funny because they're like, "Are we really arguing about Big Bird?"
Hey, that's some serious stuff right there, though.
I didn't realize how serious the conversation can get, man. It really can. So ain't nobody messing with Sesame Street. That's a fact. I'll tell you that.
Not with Jackie.
Exactly. Guys, this has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll check in with you guys next Thursday.
Later, nerds.